Hello and welcome to another update video about one cryptocurrency project that focuses on games, play-to-earn games, metaverses in general. As you know, this is quite popular at the moment, and I was asked by a lot of you guys to cover Gala, and I really shied away from it because I already covered a lot. But I looked into it finally, and in addition to that, the prices are currently quite low compared to where they were just a few days ago, and therefore I thought it would be interesting to cover it just in case, because I think it could be a potential buying opportunity now. Basically looking at the price, and we look at the price as well, but I want to cover the project first, because when I cover a project for the first time, I really try to go into a little bit more detail about what it actually is, so at least that you can get a broad understanding of it. Nevertheless, you know, it is still no financial advice, and everything I say is just my own opinion here. So if I say I find it interesting in terms of the price as well, please don't consider that financial advice. Do your own research, but I think it is an interesting opportunity at the moment. So Gala Games, it is a company that was, or it's basically an organization that was founded in 2016 by Eric Schiermeier, who was also co-founder of one of the most successful gaming companies called Zynga. And he is basically, he plays a leading role in Gala Games as well, and he's got a lot of experiences in developing games. So that already gives me some confidence. Also, the user base is thriving, really. It's a very active community, and the users, they actually participate in this project by running nodes. And you can also participate if you want to. You can buy nodes here. You can buy a node or earn a license basically to run your own node. Now that is quite expensive given the current price, but overall you don't need to. So overall this is an organization that tries to develop, or that will develop, various games. Unlike, for example, Sandbox or Mana, where you've got the cryptocurrency that is used in that particular game, Gala Games plan to develop various games, and they already developed various games, and they already plan, or their focus is to actually to make blockchain games that you actually want to play. Because let's be honest, some of the games that are out there, they are not really that in-depth, they're not really that funny. And also, if you consider some of the games that are running on your gaming consoles, if you have a PlayStation or an Xbox, to be honest, most of these games are only focusing on profits, profits for the companies that develop them, like let's call it a FIFA 2022 game, where there's a lot of profit maximization, and as soon as there isn't enough profit to be made anymore for the company, they will drop the game and they will continue to develop another game. So overall, they really want to focus on this idea that they develop games that you actually want to play. So they put fun first, which I really find is a really cool idea. Also, it's owned by players. The community rules, which is awesome. Everything, or a lot, is running through their Discord community. So I've joined them as well, and there is a lot happening in that Discord community, which really makes me confident. A really active community, really cool, powered by people, and now more than 16,000 player-run nodes are powering that ecosystem, and there will be more coming. That is not that this is now that all the nodes are already out there. No, it is still developing, which also makes me confident that the price has more potential to the upside, because they are going to develop more games, more and more nodes will be around, really, and more users and players will come in. So really, really cool. It's a great community, and they've got partners as well. So looking at the games here, if I click on games, you already have here some games in there: Townstar, Spider Tanks, Mirandas. I personally haven't played any of them yet, but overall I will probably try it. Most of them are either in beta or in development. So there you go. I don't actually know if you already can play them, to be honest. Here, this one apparently you can play. I haven't tried it yet. Okay, but this is Gala, and you can run your own nodes. Get Gala. You can either own and operate a node or buy from an exchange. There you can see the exchanges: Binance, OKEx, KuCoin, Gate.io, or Uniswap, and there you go. This is Gala. Really interesting project in my view. Very active community, and the thing is, what I really like is that they are developing multiple games, so they've got more chances of success as well. That one game is really becoming really popular, and this could really be the beginning of something great. Yeah, and this is also why I think it is still very early, because more and more is going to come out. So in terms of the price, looking at the price or looking at the market cap first of all, let's take a look at Gala is currently rank 43 by market cap. The current market cap is 4.7 billion. Honestly, for me, there's no reason why this couldn't get to 20 billion, 25 billion. Yeah, maybe not immediately, but as generally the gaming or metaverse space is getting more and more important, more and more into the focus, more people are going to invest in it, and more people are going to invest in the crypto market. So a 25 billion is, in my view, quite easily achievable for a project like this. We can also see here in terms of the available the total supply, is 35 billion tokens. At the moment the circulating supply is only 7 billion, so there will be more coming, many more coming, which in my view is not a problem. And also 35 billion for a project like that is adequate. It's not too much, it's not too little. I think it's adequate, nothing to moan there really. So yeah, this is really Gala in terms of just a little bit of information around the project. So let's take a look at the price. So just looking at Gala here on the Binance chart, just shows how massively this project has run to the upside. Absolutely massive uptrend. Currently quite a strong retracement, to be honest, the strongest retracement we have seen since the beginning of that pump here. So if we go to the 4-hour chart, you can see it a little bit in more detail. We also have here a double top. So I would actually say that we potentially come down a little bit from here, come down a little bit further, but also want to say, if anybody is interested in this project, potentially start to dollar cost average in. That's just what I would do. We can draw a trend line here. I wouldn't be surprised if we can come down to that trend line at around 50 cents. Okay, this is also just above the previous high. I know it's always difficult if you're at that level, already have that retracement. Do you really think that you come down once more? But it wouldn't be surprising. Look at other projects like Blocktopia. It also did retrace massively after its massive run to the upside. So personally, I think it will come down further. Also looking at the general the Fib levels here, we've got a key Fibonacci retracement level here, the 0.618 down there at 35 cents. Now I don't necessarily think we're going to drop down to that level, but certainly the 0.5 Fibonacci retracement level here at around 50 cents. So it actually says 46 here. But yeah, I think this is where we could come down to touch this trend line here, probably at around 50 cents. That is what I say, but certainly I would say here 55 cents at the 0.382 Fib level. That is what I would realistically expect, and I do that because if we take a look on the daily, we are just massively overbought, and we are already coming down here, and I think this is going to continue, maybe with a little bit of support somewhere here, going up a little bit more and then coming down. But we need to come down, we need to come out of this overbought range. Nevertheless, I think it might be an opportunity to start to dollar cost average in, maybe with a little bit, and then wait for a further dip. It depends, because you never know, to be honest, what's going to happen in these markets. But I'd be quite certain that we will come down to this trend line at some point, and possibly even now. And just because we are so much overbought, and we've seen it time and time again, and this RSI is really quite reliable also in the crypto space. And if we take a look here on the weekly RSI, we don't even get a weekly RSI, as I can see, because the chart history is just to show, and Binance also already gave us the longest chart history. Now we can see here that on the 4-hour chart we've come out of the overbought range, but again here, whenever we came on the 4-hour chart into the overbought range, you had a consolidation, you had a retracement, and you had to wait until you got out of there. So this is what we're doing. Also, what you can see, we're making basically lower highs here, lower highs, or even, well, let's look at that. If we go just by the just the bodies, you can see that we're actually making higher highs, a little bit of a higher high, but actually on the RSI we are going down. As you can see, we make bearish, it's a bearish divergence. And also what you can see, that from this high to that high the buyers really pushed, and from that high to that high the buyers really pushed, but now from that high to that high the buyers didn't really have much more power. So eventually what you're going to get here is probably an ascending wedge, which again is a bearish pattern. So you could really not necessarily drop from here, but certainly you have difficulties, and that's what it tells us, difficulties to push higher. So a first a heads up that we might come down a little bit more. Also here on the MACD, you You can see that on the 4 hour, it's really just gone into the red range, so giving us a sell signal. And you can see how on the daily here, this is dropping off a little bit at the moment, so getting a little bit weaker. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we drop a little bit more. It just ran too fast. But then looking at the long-term potential or even medium-term potential of this project, potentially doing a 5x from here, which I think would be certainly possible, I wouldn't be shy, honestly, from a long-term or medium-term perspective to go in now, just starting to dollar cost average in, which is also what I'm going to do, just because I find this project really interesting and I think there is much more room to space, but at the same time I also need to be careful that I don't go into many projects, because I've got already a lot of interesting projects now into my portfolio. If it gets too much, you lose the overview and you can't manage them all anymore. But I wanted to make you aware of this project for everybody who didn't know about it, and for everybody who did know about it and asked me to do it, wanted to really cover it in a video because it has a lot of potential to continue to go up from here. Really didn't want to miss it. Also, I, for example, went into Crow now, because Crow went all the way up to nearly $1. So it did retrace to, I think, around 65 cents. That is when I went in. Really happy that I waited. So you get these retracements, you know, and also here, Gala nearly went up to $1. Well, not quite, because we didn't even get to 90 cents, but now also quite a bit of a retracement. I think it might be worth considering to enter this now in that retracement, being aware that we could come down once more to maybe even the 50-cent level. But again, looking at the long-term potential, it has a lot of potential to really pump much higher. But I would see it more, not necessarily as a short-term thing here, because it has already done quite a lot in a short period. But I would consider it, because it really has a lot of potential, consider it for a longer term thing, maybe several months, you know, or maybe even a year or 2 years, because this is very early in the beginning, but it just shows a lot of potential. So that's Gala. Hope you liked that update video about Gala. If you want me to cover Gala a little bit more, let me know in the comments. Also, in other videos. If you did like it, please smash the like button and subscribe. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.